So you want to break into cybersecurity, you don't know where to start, and you don't have a college degree, I got you covered. My name is Rich, and in today's video, I'm going to go ahead and show you step by step exactly how you can go ahead and break into cybersecurity if you don't have experience, and prior to that, you also don't have a college degree. I'll make it very simple for you. My background, I used to be in tech recruiting, and for the past 7.5 years, I've been helping a variety of people navigate their first transition into tech via either product management, QA, tech sales, and in this channel, we talk very exclusively about cybersecurity. So the first step that you need in order to navigate this job hunt of going from whatever background that you have right now, working whatever job that you have right now, and moving into cybersecurity is the mental piece, which is believing that you can do it. And it's going to be very hard because everybody's going to feel imposter syndrome, whether you have a college degree or not, whether you even have some experience or not. You're going to still feel imposter syndrome because the process of applying to a job, getting a bunch of rejections, you're always going to get rejected at least 50% of the time. That's just how the game works. It's a numbers game. Job hunting is a numbers game. Even if you were to go back on the job hunt right now for the job that you have right now that you've already been doing, job hunting is just a very brutal, it's a very brutal activity. So you need to be a part of a community where you're seeing massive amounts of success. And in order for you to in order for you to go ahead and be surrounded by a community where you're seeing massive success, that starts with a call. But you need to go ahead and recognize one thing. Other people are already in this job without a college degree. And if they can do it, you can do it. And now all you need to do is just take the first step and schedule that call. Once you schedule that call, ideally with us, the second thing is let's go ahead and talk about getting you the skills and getting you certified. Most other programs don't really focus on the fact that people are here to get these skills to get a job. So there's by and large 4 ways you can acquire skills. The skills that you need to, first and foremost, take the exam. And there's a few certifications you need to get. It starts off with either A+, Network Plus from CompTIA. But let's just say you wanted to move into any role. You're going to need to get certified. So who's here to get you certified? There's 4 groups of people to get you certified. Number 1, at the very top of the list, are universities. Universities that white label the CompTIA curriculum. So the curriculum comes from the same source. We're all utilizing the same documentation and the curriculum. Universities with a big brand name like Stanford or NYU or Columbia, they're all going to go ahead and say, because you have this brand name, the brand name doesn't matter. Companies want to know, do you have the certification or if you don't have the certification? And the thing about the big universities is they don't have a process in helping you gain this exam. They don't. And they don't have a process in helping you gain the job hunt, because even after you get certification, it's not like you have a certification. There's a bunch of YouTube videos where people are like, I got this piece of paper that says A+. I got this certification that says this. I don't have a job. Applying to jobs and interviewing for that job successfully requires a different skill set. And universities, I think you would be very fanciful to believe that even MBA grads from their main business line are all getting jobs when they're graduating. That's not true. If they're not able to help people that are paying $60,000 a year for an undergraduate program coming out of school with about $250,000 in debt, and they're not able to help every MBA grad that went through their program have a job within 3 to 4 months after graduating, chances are they're not going to be able to help you. Why? Because every time you go into a career center for a university, you see a bunch of people waiting to die. You only get a job at a career center at a university if you have no aspirations of getting a real career. That is just a fact. I have never met anybody that has walked into the career center, myself included, when I graduated from school, and found any help at all, one way or another, from the career center. So if you're taking these skills, don't go for the university. Second thing here is you can do a boot camp, a tech boot camp. That's the option that I'm promoting. But when it comes down to a tech boot camp, you want to go ahead and take a look at these following factors. What is their success rate with the exam? And what is the process that they have to make your life easier? For us, we have all the exam resources already ready for you to go, and we have a lot of career support. it's like most programs, I would say in the tech bootcamp space, yeah, they can probably get you to the exam. They can get you to pass. But how many times do people have to take it before they pass? How many people pass it on the first round versus the second round? Because they say like, oh yeah, we have like a 90% pass rate. Okay, how many of those people passed in the first try? Sometimes people have to take it 2 or 3 times. Well, that doesn't help my situation because every single time you take that exam, it costs money. And more importantly, you got to come up with some bullshit excuse to tell your boss at work to be able to take the exam in the first place. That's going to cost you time. So, and you know what? The whole game itself is kind of incentivized for you to take the exam as many times as possible. Because why? Every time you book that exam fee, it's revenue for them. Every time when you go over there to the parking lot, that parking validation, that is also money for them. So it's a source of revenue, right? You want to know. Like for us, we have an extremely strong rate of people passing for the first try, but you also want to go ahead and take a look at something else. What resources? We have digital flashcards and we have digital exam prep all ready for you to go. I see with a lot of other programs, their biggest problem is like, you need to do this. Like, I understand if I do all of this, I'll pass the exam, but I don't have that kind of time because I'm holding down a full-time job and I borrowed some cash from some friends and family just to be able to take this program. So I'm trying to pass the exam in the shortest amount of time so I can go on the job hunt as soon as possible so I can land that job, so I can start a new life because I need money and I want to go ahead and pay these people back. So we take all of that effort and make it as minimal as possible so you can go out there and do this. The only other 2 options that remain for you are what I like to call cybersecurity influencers or coaches, and a very, very, very cheap discount course like a Udemy or Coursera. If you go with like a cybersecurity coach or influencer that's on YouTube, what they usually talk about is like, I got the exam done and I got this job this way, and I didn't do the natural stuff like the conventional process. What you're gonna find with these people is that they did figure out a way to hack it, but they're not a real business and they can't support people like you at scale. So they got this job and now they kind of like want to score some extra money off of it. And at first it's gonna be really cool. Oh, I'm making 2 to 3 G's. Oh, this is great. And I'm getting people call me left and right, but then they're going to realize something. You guys need more support than they have time and hours in a day to provide. So what ends up happening is this. What ends up happening is the first batch of people, when they weren't as well known before, they got the 50, 100,000 views on their YouTube channel. They got the best service. And then like now that more people are crowding in, they never started a business before. They don't have any employees. They don't have any team members. They don't have any other coaches. They don't have any other mentors. And they're just kind of running it pretty much ad hoc. And you know what ends up happening? They're just like, I'm already making money. I'm already making more money off of my YouTube channel. So I'm just going to keep on creating content because this is just taking too much work out of me. I have not seen these people been able to sustain this beyond a side hustle for very, very long. If you take a look at our company, we have real employees across multiple cities in the US that's fully supported to getting you guys jobs. 4th thing is you have a discount program like a Udemy or Coursera where they're like, it's the same thing. Like we get the same curriculum, it's like a few $100 or like they kind of chop it up for you in the Spark Notes. Yeah, but you get what you pay for. Without a mentor, without some live interaction with somebody that's actually done it, you're just going to be running around in circles, and all that's costing you is time. And again, you'll take the exam, you'll fail, but by that point, you would be so invested because you've already spent so many hours studying that you're just going to take it again, and the game bets on that. So you need to get the skills, you need to get it from a program, schedule the call, and the link is in the description. But once you actually do that, the 3rd thing is, once you actually get certified, you need to get this job. And this job requires you to go ahead and apply. But for us, our program is unique. We can actually start showing you how you can start monetizing and start making money before you get your certification, but you got to be at least halfway through. We have partnerships ready to go, but again, it comes down to how much of the work you're putting in, and because you're actually going to have to do the work once you actually get these types of gigs. The best way for you to get the job, your first job, is having a very clear structured schedule, how you're going to attack the market. I recommend for people to do everything everywhere all at once. Try to get the internships, try to go out there and get the part-time work before you even pass the certification to get as much hands-on experience as possible. Not only can you start making money before you go ahead and get your certification, but the hands-on experience is going to help you retain the information better, because now you understand what you're learning, how it's actually being applied into the field. So you're getting real world knowledge, and it's also going to help you increase your confidence because you have some cash coming in when you're on the interviews, because you can actually talk about real world cases. Also, if you have internships and part-time contracts and you crush it on the job with them, a lot of those opportunities can become full-time opportunities for you as well. And this is actually where I see programs across all 4 levels and categories is so lacking, is that you're not here to learn cybersecurity for the sake of learning cybersecurity. You're here to get a fucking job. I want to help you get a job. So schedule a call. It's pretty simple. It's a 3-step process. Number 1, schedule the call. Like, you're not going to figure this thing out on your own. You're really not. And if you need to schedule multiple calls to go out there and run your due diligence, which I would absolutely recommend that you do, and I would totally do the same thing if I was in your position, but I've also given you some things to think about in terms of like how do you compare different programs that's going to help you get to the good, is that, you got to ask these questions. What's your pass rate? How many people pass in the first round? What's your placement rate? How long does it take for people to get placed? What's the average salary of the people that's coming out of the program, right? So schedule the call, because time doesn't stop for anybody. The second thing here is work smarter, not harder. Go with the program that actually has all these resources ready to go. And third, get as much experience, ideally paid. Some people are very, very, very I would say they're very cautious about oh, do I know enough? You'll never know until you start. And until you start, you won't have the experience. So just land it first and then figure out a way to make it work, because our coaches are going to help you out on the back end. And then finally, just recognize that having a certification and actually interviewing for the job are 2 different things. You need to sell yourself a little bit, and you need to work on those skills as early and often as possible. So with that said, my name is Rich. Please schedule a call with the Elevate Cybersecurity program. Link is in the description. Looking forward to speaking with you very, very soon.